Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to rate the face of the franchise cards and the team affinity programs from 1 through 5 for the NL West. So some of the criteria for this rating, this ranking system, is going to be the player's attributes, position flexibility. There's only going to be comparison of these 5 cards in their division, not with other cards. We're just rating them in their division itself, as well as whether they have a good windup if they're a pitcher, and if it's like an easy windup to throw with, or if they have a glitchy swing can also be a factor to maybe rate somebody that are kind of close in attributes and other characteristics for this list that could make them maybe better than some of their counterparts within their division. With that being said, let's get started with number 5. So number 5 is going to be Buster Posey at catcher. Now, Buster Posey is a great defensive catcher. However, he lacks offensive stats in this game. His best attribute on offense is 87 vision. He hits left and right-handed pitching okay with a little bit of pop. However, you're not going to get the best power out of Posey. Defensively, though, he's a solid catcher. There's some other reasons that I just don't think that this card in general is really worth picking up within this division. I think there's better options out of the other 4 cards that are going to be in this division. We're going to look at his quirks real quick, just so we know. His quirks are hitting machine, 20/20 vision, vacuum, sniper, pressure cooker. The vacuum and sniper going to him being a great defensive catcher. Hitting machine and 20/20 vision will allow him to get some base hits. However, like I said, he's just not going to have any pop at catcher. I just wouldn't bother doing this card unless you're going to go and get the nameplate for having all 30 divisions, or you're a San Francisco Giants fan, or in general there's going to be other cards in the face of the franchise or the team affinity moving forward for this spring that you might want to get Buster Posey and work on them things for. But I would put him kind of last out of all 30 of them, and he's definitely number 5 in this division. Coming in at number 4 is going to be David Peralta. He plays left field. He can also play center field and right field like most outfielders can. He's a left-handed batter, throws left-handed. He has diamond hitting and silver defense. He hits right-handed batters at a very good clip. Contact 102, power is 80. Against lefties, he's going to bat 74 and 71 respectively, contact and power. Has decent vision at 82. I will say something about his swing, using him quite a bit in doing the showdowns, that he does have a pretty glitchy swing. Whenever he do connect, he seems to put the ball in the air more than he puts it on the ground for those perfect line drives or ground balls. They seem to be in the air, so you seem to get more line drives and fly balls out of him based on his swing, which can be kind of nice. I have him at 4 because his slow speed at 47 and his lack of a big arm kind of makes him a liability in the field. As well, he's not a switch hitter. He's only left-handed, and there's other guys in the division that I think are better options to pick for what you're getting out of them. We'll look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are quick reflexes and pressure cooker. So the quick reflexes might actually help him some with his lack of speed. The pressure cooker just means when there's base runners on base, he performs a little bit better. I don't know how much of an attribute boost you get from pressure cooker or not with runners on base. The quick reflex, like I said, might help his defense a little bit. I just think he's too much of a defensive liability to put him ahead of anybody else in the division on the list. Even though he's a pretty good hitter, the other 3 guys on this list that remain on this list in this division are also very good hitters. That being said, David Peralta, I'd recommend picking him up at some point in time, especially because I think there's going to be some pretty good Arizona Diamondbacks in the future for these team affinities. However, he ranks number 4 in the division for this list. At number 3, we're going to have Charlie Blackmon. He plays right field for the Colorado Rockies. He's 87 overall, left-handed bat, left-handed throwing, much like Peralta. The reason he ranks ahead of Peralta is they both play corner outfield. He's slightly faster than Peralta. He doesn't maybe have as much reaction or fielding. He still has a pretty weak arm when it comes to defense. As you can see, he's a common defense. However, his hitting is diamond. And if you look at his splits, he pretty much hits left and right-handed pitching equally. He's a really good hitter. You're talking about 100 contact versus righties, 99 contact versus lefties, 84 power against righties, 79 power against lefties with the 80 vision, on top of the fact that he just has a glitchy swing. He has probably one of the glitchiest swings in the game. If you want a budget gold card, I would actually go look at his gold card because his hitting stats are pretty good, and he still has that glitchy swing. So he's really over Peralta because they're about the same fielder. His hitting slightly better, and he has a better swing than Peralta does. We're going to lose quirks real quick. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, and pressure cooker. So he also has better hitting than Peralta does. I don't think that Blackmon can be your everyday starting outfielder. Maybe at this point in the game, but in the future he won't be. However, he will always be a good bat off the bench. Or if you need a big hit late in the game, or even if you want to start him early and bring in a defensive sub later in the game, or even for some of those short 3-inning games, maybe you want to throw him in at the beginning of the game and maybe get a hit with him if you're the away team, and then throw in a defensive sub off your bench. Just because he does lack a lot of stuff, especially for a right fielder. You might have to move him to left field just because he has a noodle for an arm. But he's coming in at number 3 on this list, which is, for this division, is actually pretty good. This division is one of the more stacked divisions when it comes to these face of the franchise cards. So at number 2, we're going to have Justin Turner. He plays third base for the LA Dodgers. He can also play first base, second base, and shortstop. So he can play anywhere in the infield, which makes him, I feel like, just based off of that, slightly more valuable than Peralta and Blackmon based on defense. Because he also doesn't have great defense like the 2 cards we previously mentioned. He lacks defense at third base. 66 reactions, kind of okay. Doesn't have a great arm. However, if you do want to put him anywhere in the infield, you can use him there. He also has great hitting. He has 92 contact versus righties, 110 contact versus lefties, 70 power versus righties, and 92 power versus lefties with 93 vision. So this is a card that, especially against left-handed pitching, you'll be able to use even at higher difficulties because his vision and contact is so high, which will make him usable all the way through your ranked season, playing as well if there's ever any events that are in Hall of Fame or higher. Or if you just want to play the computer at a higher difficulty, I think this guy will be useful for all types of game modes all over. His defense is a little bit of a liability. However, for his hitting is better than, I believe, the 2 guys previously mentioned. Maybe not better than Charlie Blackmon. However, the fact that he can play all 4 positions in the infield and has really good vision allows him to just take the number 2 spot in this list. We'll look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are hitting, 20/20 vision, walker, and pressure cooker. I feel like walker, I mentioned this before on a couple other videos, that walker is very important because it allows you to check swing. So like if you do get caught up on a very good slider or a curveball, you can kind of check swing if you realize, oh man, that's going to be way below the zone. It's not the fastball maybe you're sitting on. Hitting machine, 20/20 vision is going to be really good for getting base hits. With the amount of power he has, I'm surprised he doesn't have bomber, but I don't think that'll be a big issue. You're going to look for this guy probably to put him anywhere between 6 and 8 in your lineup, maybe in the 2-hole, just to get on base to set it up for some of your bigger bats. That being said, Justin Turner, third base for the Los Angeles Dodgers, coming in at number 2 on this list of the NL West face of the franchises. So coming in at number 1 is going to be Fernando Tati Jr., the shortstop from the San Diego Padres. I'm sure you guys might have already guessed this before looking at the list, or you guys probably have realized it because we went over the other 4 guys, that he's number 1. That being said, this card is absolutely amazing. I think this is one of the better cards in the game right now. As you can see, his contact versus lefties and righties is pretty much equal at slightly under 80 for his power versus lefties, but everything's almost over 80 or higher. But contact versus righties and power versus righties at 87 and 85 respectively. The contact versus lefties at 90. The biggest downside of this Tatis Jr. card is his vision, which can definitely make it a little bit hard to hit at higher difficulties. But with his high contact, I don't think his PCI is as small as you would think it would be. That being said, defensively, he makes up for what he lacks in vision. To make him to where even if you're playing high difficulties, maybe you put him at the 8th spot. Maybe you lead him off, depending on how good of a hitter you are. But his fielding at 83, his arm strength at 95, even though he doesn't have the most accurate arm, I don't think it matters that much with button accuracy as long as you're good at button accuracy. And then he has good reaction at 84. 89 speed. Yes, he's not going to steal a lot of bases because his ceiling's not good, but that 89 speed allows him to get a lot of ground balls in the hole, in the 6 hole, or in the middle. He gets to a lot of ground balls. He plays amazing for me, and I really love this card. I think this is by far the number 1 card in the NL West, and one of the best face of the franchise cards that you can get. We'll look at his quirks real quick. The hitting machine, bomber, cannon, speedster, and pressure cooker. The cannon, as you can see, super strong arm. I mean, he gets deep in the hole. He's still throwing guys out. He's a hitting machine and bomber, which allows him to excel at hitting home runs and getting base hits. I just really think this card is good, and that's what makes him number 1 on this list. That being said, that rounds up the NL West face of the franchise, 1 through 5. We can do a quick recap here. At number 5, we have Buster Posey. At number 4, we have David Peralta. At number 3, we have Charlie Blackmon. At number 2, we have Turner. And at number 1, we have Fernando Tati Jr. That's 1 through 5 for the NL West. If you guys are enjoying the content and like the video, I'd hit the subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up so I know that I'm doing a good job. I appreciate everybody watching, and if you're enjoying the content, you can watch me live at twitch.tv/HopefulChewbacca. I stream Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I do stream. The times vary based on what's going on outside of the video games, such as work, life, family, extracurricular activities. If you want to know whenever I'm streaming then, it would be good to follow me on Twitter at Hopeful1137. That's also my PSN. I'll repeat that one more time, Hopeful1137. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate everyone watching, and I hope you're enjoying the content. You guys have a good day, and be safe.